Yes, folks, you are not seeing things up there. It is true. For the first time in I don't know how long, this is my TNA Impact Wrestling review for last night's February 2nd Impact Wrestling from London, England. And I'll tell you folks, I've had my reasons as to why I stopped watching Impact. You know, I've had my reasons as to why throughout 2011 I didn't watch it as much, except for maybe big time reasons like when China came back. But and even the post Bound for Glory, but folks, there are times that when I did not watch Impact because of the bullshit that was going on. And then when I found out that one of the tapings was going to take place, one of the broadcasts was going to take place from London, England in Wembley Arena, I said to myself, they're hyping this up to be a pretty big thing. People are talking about it. Let's see if they live up to the accolades. Let's see if they live up to the hype. And you know what? I decided to turn on my DVD recorder. I turned on my DVD recorder, put in my wrestling DVD that I record Raw on, and a majority of the time Monday Night Raw on, and on occasion SmackDown, and maybe even Impact. And you know what? I actually enjoyed last night's Impact. I did. You know, I've always wondered, I'm always asking myself, is what people are saying true? Is what the Schleg Daddy saying true? Is what Jeff Meacham and the Renegades of Wrestling saying true? Is it what everybody's saying true about Impact? Is it improving? Is it actually gotten better now that it's got a different person in charge of creative writing? And you know what? It has. From what I saw last night. Now the question is, can they keep it up? I'm pretty sure they can. I mean, the opening promo with Bobby Roode and Bully Ray and Sting and James Storm, I thought was very well done. It did set up the main event for Against All Odds, which will be Bobby Roode defending against Bully Ray, James Storm, and Jeff Hardy. And because of that, it kind of showed a little bit of dissension with Bully Ray and Robert Roode. But it did also set up two main events for that night. James Storm against Robert Roode, and then later on James Storm against Bully Ray. So it did what it had to do, which was a good thing. And I enjoyed it. I actually did. Sting to me was spot on tonight. I mean, here's a guy that you put him in a role to where he's not doing that much wrestling, but you know right now the situation going on storyline-wise with Bobby Roode is eventually going to lead to Sting facing Bobby Roode probably down the line. And whether it's for the TNA Championship or not, you know it's going to happen. The first match, I will say this, was a very unique and very interesting concept for a match. Very interesting, very unique concept. I mean, for one, it was called a Buckingham Rules match, or Buckingham Brawl match. And it was kind of unique and kind of different. Because the rules were sort of like, a half tornado, half regular tag team match. On one side, you would have a tag, basically what that means is like, on one side, you would have a tag team following standard tag team rules. But on the other side, you'd have the other tag team going with tornado rules. In other words, they could be at the ring at the same time. And it's all determined by a coin flip. Well, the coin was flipped. The tag team of Joe and Brutus won the toss. So what happens? They get the tornado rules in their advantage. Morgan and Crimson, they have to follow the tag team rules. And I thought overall it was a very unique, very enjoyable tag team match. Very innovative as well, if you think about it. Because I've never seen, I'll be honest with you, I've never seen WWE do that. And even before they went out of business, I never saw anything WCW do. I never saw WCW do anything in that similarity either. So it's very unique. Brutus and Samoa Joe, Bruce Magnus and Samoa Joe, they go over, which was the right thing to do from many people's standpoint, especially with the fact that you're in London, England, Brutus Magnus' backyard, if you will. I thought it was a good decision, and it kind of makes for a legitimate, it makes the challengers look very legitimate for the tag team titles, make them look like a legitimate threat, with a possibility that they can end up winning championship gold come against All Odds if the match is booked. Of course, we had the first. Of course, one of the things people might complain about with Impact last night was Bischoff and Bischoff getting 2 segments, but it was all for a building point. It was a building point for the reveal of Garrett Bischoff's trainer. And you know what? They already told us basically who it was. I mean, they may have acted. I will say this. The one thing I will say is that TNA and Taz may have acted like, oh, Hogan's going to make his return tonight. Oh, but yeah, we don't know he's the trainer. I think it was pretty much established that Hogan's the trainer when Bischoff found out. And even before that, when Garrett and told Bischoff, told his dad, oh yeah, my trainer's going to blow your mind. He's going to make you shake. He's going to make you worry. So yeah, the first segment was kind of a tease as to who the trainer might be. It did not happen. But Garrett said, hey, look, Dad, you're right. When you're right, you're right. But guess what? You're wrong. He is still going to be here. He's going to show up later tonight, and he wants you in the ring later tonight. So okay, that's a bit of a tease. So there's still anticipation being built up. Then we get a very good X Division match between Austin Aries and Matt Haskins, the X Division star from right there in London, England. Very good match, back and forth. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it looked at it on occasions that, you know, Matt Haskins might pull the upset. That did not happen. And what happened at the end is what allowed Austin Aries to get the win. Austin Aries was down on the mat, probably right for the pickings. What happens? Matt Haskins goes to the top rope and basically does a shooting star press. And basically misses the shooting star press and nearly breaks his damn neck. He may have, you know, got a little bit of a stinger, if you will, but nearly breaks his damn neck. Basically kind of, I guess, knocked himself silly. And this allowed Austin Aries to get the brainbuster and then go from that into a submission, kind of a bridge submission, which allowed him to get the win. And what's unique about this is that TNA, Impact Wrestling, is doing the best that they can to try to get Austin Aries over as a heel. The only problem is Austin Aries is a heel, but he's kind of like, and this is a strange comparison. This is strange. You may consider this a little strange. But he's like the Steve Austin, the Stone Cold of this generation right now. Remember when WWE, back in the mid to late 90s, tried to get Austin over as a heel. What happened? Didn't happen. It didn't occur. People were cheering Austin. He was supposed to be the heel. They put him against Bret Hart. Bret Hart was supposed to be the babyface. And what happened? Austin was more over than Hart. And what's happening here? Same thing. TNA's trying to get Aries over as a heel, yet the fans are reacting to him as a babyface. They like him. So TNA right now, they're in a bind. They're in a bind, folks. TNA's either got to make the decision, okay, fans like this guy, they're cheering him, we need to either make him babyface, or we need to come up with something that's going to make fans so disgusted with him that they'll have no choice but to boo him. So yeah, they got two things. They got two things they got to work on. They either get Austin Aries. They finally decide, you know what, the fans like him. Let's just turn him face. Or you do something with Austin Aries that makes people so disgusted with him that even someone like, let's say, the Schleg Daddy, who likes Austin Aries, would agree that what you did made him into what you've been wanting. Made him into what you've been accomplishing and been wanting him to be, and that's a legitimate heel. So basically, TNA, you guys got your work cut out for you. You either decide to make him full-fledged babyface, or you do something so outlandish with him, so disgusting with him, that you literally achieve your goal by making him a legitimate heel and having the fans basically boo him almost right out of the building or hate his guts and give him that heat that, you know, you've been wanting him to get. So yeah. So yeah, in other words, great X Division match, but TNA, you definitely got your work cut out for you folks. And then we get our tag team, we get our 1 hour main event, I believe. If I missed anything, let me know. Between Robert Roode and James Storm. Good match. I had to be back and forth during this match. I was helping my mom with her homework on the computer. But anyway, back and forth, good match. Bully Ray interferes, causes James Storm to lose to Robert Roode. But that also kind of helped set up what would happen later on in the second match that James Storm would be in. Then we get a knockouts match between Gail Kim and Tara. And this is the first time I've actually seen Gail Kim competing on Impact in TNA since this is the first time I've seen Impact in quite some time. But I will say this, very good matchup. I think booking actually, I think they did the right decision in letting Tara go over, because, well, basically it kind of builds storyline-wise a little bit of momentum for Tara. It makes you legitimately believe and probably wonder if maybe perhaps TNA will put the strap on Tara again. Now, one thing that I do know that it's teasing, because after, because I go on YouTube and I watch some of the clips throughout Impact, right? I watch some of those clips. I will say this, it looks like possibly down the road they're going to turn Gail Kim face, and she's going to be put in a program with Madison. I could already see that happening, because after what happened last night, and then Gail saying what she did after Tara won the #1 contenders match, saying, hey, let's have the best woman win, something tells me they're planning to turn Gail babyface, because she's just got that natural babyface look and appeal to her. It's just my opinion, but I think that's what they're aiming for real soon. And then we finally get our second Bischoff and Bischoff segment, where finally it's revealed that Hulk Hogan, is Garrett's trainer, which of course, like I mentioned earlier, was kind of given away, which was already a giveaway when TNA would keep promoting the fact that Hogan was going to make his return. So basically, Hogan's revealed as the trainer. Him and Garrett basically ping-ponged the shit, if you will, out of Gunner. And basically, I think this is building up to Gunner and Garrett against all odds, very, very, very possibly. But a lot of the fans were hot for Hogan. They were happy to see him. Hogan did a great backstage promo, I guess, really building TNA up, saying that they are on the cusp of greatness, and that they're just one moment, just one defining moment away from showing that they are the best in the world, that no one can touch them. And then finally, we get our main event, which is James Storm and Bully Ray. Another great match. Bully Ray, despite what you think of him, can still go in there at times when need be. And thanks to Sting being at ringside and making sure Bobby Roode doesn't interfere and chasing him off, James Storm gets the win over Bully Ray. Kind of continues to build momentum for James in both matches to make it look like legitimately you can believe and wonder if perhaps TNA will put the belt back on James at Against All Odds. So overall, for the first Impact I have seen in a long time and recorded for the first time in a long time, I have to say it was probably one of the better ones. I agree with the Schleg Daddy, because I watched his review, that TNA, because I've said this before in my own video, TNA needs to take a lesson from this, and every once in a while, once or twice or maybe even 3 times a month, once or twice or 3 times a month, take Impact out of the Impact zone, put it on the road. In arenas like this, maybe a little smaller, maybe a little bigger, but at least give it that big league feel. And I do have to agree, like I said in my own videos, and I agree with Schleg Daddy in his recent review, take the pay-per-views, all of them, on the road and give them that big time feel as well. Because after what I saw last night, and he saw last night, and everybody else saw, that's exactly what TNA needs to do to legitimately show the world that they're on, as Hogan says, the cups of greatness, and that they could be that one wrestling company no one can touch in the near future. So, give me your comments down below. Tell me what you think. But that is but this has been my review of my first Impact of 2012 that I've ever seen. Comment down below. Video responses are welcome, and I'll talk to y'all later.